orange juice aerobics. And today, we are out here doing work in Brooklyn. I am back in the New York City area, living life. And I was in Baltimore for a minute. Fucking A, damn it! No, I was in Baltimore for a minute due to the COVID-19 pandemic, but I'm back in the New York City area and it feels great. And we're back to doing aerobics every week, now in the street, and it feels good. But long story long, I don't have a track anymore. So I had a track in Brooklyn and it was nice. I had a rubber track. My mask flew away. I had a rubber track in Brooklyn, and it was nice because it kind of padded my running and let me do more miles without going too hard on my knees. But now I don't have a track, so I'm gonna do more street running. So I'm gonna do more distance, and I'm gonna do more sprints. So I'm gonna chalk out 100 meters in the street, and I'm gonna do actually more sprints in the street. And that's kind of my plan. I plan on working on sprint speed a lot this year. So I want to work on my sprinting. I really want to become a better sprinter this year. But then I'm going to run the marathon in November. So it's kind of like counterintuitive because I'm going to be doing a lot of sprints this year and working on my quickness. But then I'm going to run the marathon in November, which is kind of not what you want to do. But I always wanted to be a better sprinter. And it's something that I really need to work on. I want to get faster, but it's really about building skills within skills. So like I've been running a lot the last year, but the key to it really that I've learned is, and I really learned this from running the mile, is to build on those distances inside the distance. So like to improve my mile, I need to improve my 400 and my 800 and my 1200. And then that helps me run strong the whole mile. And that seems so simple, and yet it took me so long to figure that out. Just working on skills within skills. Like same thing with sports. You work on your dribbling to be a better basketball player or whatever. You work on your shooting to be better at basketball. You work on your smaller distances to be better at running, basically. Whereas right now, I've got 2 weak points where like doing the dots every week has helped me with my quickness. Like I notice some days especially, it's weird, it kind of comes and goes, but some days I feel really quick, like in terms of my foot speed. But some days I don't. It depends. It kind of depends on your diet and if you eat healthy that week too. A couple pounds makes a dramatic difference speed-wise. But not only does it like kind of come and go in terms of like, because I've been doing the dots for 11 months. I've definitely gotten faster. My foot speed has improved. But it's not just that. It's that my 20-meter speed isn't that fast. My 50-meter speed isn't that fast. My 100-meter speed isn't that fast. So I've gotten a lot quicker from doing the dots and doing aerobics every week and doing waist training and doing plyometrics. And that's really what this is. It's kind of waist training too. Where I don't like to do like a lot of those like weird lifts in the gym to work on like my core. I'd prefer to do jumps and stuff. So that's kind of how this happened. But long story short, my weak distances right now are like 20 meters, 50 meters, 100 meters, where I'm not that good at sprinting. My top speed isn't that quick, but now I've gotten quick from doing my jumps drills and stuff, my jumping and my plyometrics and my aerobics. So from doing these dots every week, I've definitely improved my quickness, but I'm still not that great a sprinter because I don't do enough sprints. And not even 100 meter, 50 meter, I need to work on like my 20 meter speed. So I'm going to chalk out some lines in the street and start doing sprints in the street. So that's my plan for that. And then I'm going to do more long runs. I need to get some shoes with some better padding because I don't have the track anymore. And the concrete's a little harder on your knees. But I'm going to get some better shoes with some better padding. And, just do more long runs and more sprints. And keep doing the aerobics every week. I'll keep filming it. And hopefully just continue to improve. I played basketball the other day and I felt a little bit quicker, definitely. So, it's definitely paying off. This is 11 months of doing this. So, we'll see what happens. And then I plan on running the marathon in November, which should be exciting. But I always wanted to be quicker. I got to be quicker. My speed has always kind of plagued me, in terms of athleticism. So this year I'm going to really work on sprints and just try to get faster. about focus too sometimes though. Sprinting is more about focus. And actually, a funny thing I learned recently is that sprinting is a refined skill, whereas jogging and running like a 5-6 mile run, that's really like the simpler version of sprinting. Whereas sprinting is really the refined skill of running, where it becomes more about focus and it becomes more about building up to a level where you can get that burst. I feel like sprinting is almost just a refined level of jogging. So it's almost like the next level, almost, I feel like, in terms of my conditioning and whatnot. Whew. Woo! Burns a lot. But I'm working on my crossover though. I feel quicker, but like, okay, I was playing basketball the other day, and this kid, he was a little faster than I was. He was like a little skinnier. And I mean, he ripped me. He stole the ball 3-4 times. So I mean, you got to get quicker and quicker and quicker, because there's a lot of fast people out there. You know, and then you run up against someone else who's fast, and you know, they're faster and you lose. So I'm trying to get quicker and quicker. Woo! Woo! Otherwise, just the weekly routine too though. Just coming out and doing this every week, you know, it's good though. Keeps my jump and keeps my crossover crispy. But also, I like the routine. And it's nice just being outside. We'll see what happens. I missed the track a little bit. I had a nice little setup in Baltimore. But I could work with this. Dude down the block was just telling me there's an AstroTurf down the street. So maybe I'll run sprints there. I might run sprints in the street. Be out here like Willie Mays doing work. I actually run the stairs sometimes in the subway off 51st Street, which is a funny little corner. I like to run the stairs in the subway. I've done it like twice, where I'll go do a stair workout in the subway, where they got this long flight of stairs. But you just gotta use what you got sometimes too. But okay, I'm gonna just do a little bit of hamstring. My hamstring has gotten way stronger too, which I guess this is like an obvious one. 3, 4. But just this weekly plyometrics, jumps, it's almost waist training for me, because I don't like to do a lot of these workouts in the gym. Like, this is all the stuff that I don't like to do in the gym. I don't mind doing shoulders or chest or arms. Like, that stuff is like elementary. But like these little weird workouts and these speed workouts, that I've really started to like doing, like sprint training. Well, I want to be fast. I want to be faster. I'm putting in the work. But, you know, these are the workouts I don't like to do in the gym. So it's good to just do these on a Sunday too. Even for 20, 30 minutes. And it's definitely paid off. I was playing basketball yesterday. I felt faster than I've ever felt in my life. But my 20 meter speed, my 50 meter speed aren't that great. So my burst isn't that great, but my foot speed is getting better. So like my foot speed is improving, but my sprint speed isn't, because I'm not doing enough sprints. So like my foot speed is improving, and my ability to like stay in position and maybe make a step. but I'm not getting enough burst. Or I need to work on my 10-meter sprints, my 20-meter sprints, and like that burst. And that's what I'm kind of doing now. But it's almost counterintuitive, because really I plan on transitioning from basketball to marathon running. So I mean, all this stuff doesn't really matter in terms of running the marathon. But since I'm not 45 years old yet, I would like to work on my sprinting before I turn 50 years old. You know, where I'm young enough to be a decent sprinter. So I may as well train that now while I still can. So this summer I'm going to really just do almost all sprints and figure it out from there. But it also helps to improve your max speed as a distance runner too, because when you improve your max speed, that improves your overall efficiency. Because if your max speed is 17 miles per hour and you run a mile at 12 miles per hour, you're almost giving 100% energy the whole mile. And that, I mean, it's hard, it's physically painful. But when your max speed is 20 miles per hour, 12 miles per hour is only 60% of your total speed. So you're giving less of your total efficiency. So improving your max speed actually helps you as a distance runner too, which is something that I don't think a lot of people really realize. So working on my sprinting is like key, not just like for basketball, but also for distance running and marathon running. And that's something I didn't know as a child. Like, I wish I would have done more sprints as a kid. I just thought it was genetic. It's really not, though. My eyes are getting tired, man. I haven't slept a lot this week. It's been a stressful week. I moved on Tuesday, played basketball on Wednesday. I did a 7-mile run on Wednesday, played basketball on Thursday. Then I delivered all night the other night. I was doing deliveries downtown. So I've been busy lately though too. Feels good to be back in New York though. I missed it a little bit. It's nicer too. It's nicer. I came back, the city was a little nicer than when I left. One day at a time though, you never know. The weather changes around here too. All right. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. But also, here's another funny thing. I far prefer doing this to squats. A lot of people do squats and they're like, oh, do squats, work on your core, do more squats. And squats really do help you as a sprinter too, don't get me wrong, but it's bad for your back. How much weight are you really trying to put on your spine? When you got 200 pounds over your head, it's just ergonomically not efficient to put that weight on your spine. So for me, this makes a lot more sense in terms of staying injury free. In terms of not doing squats, I do this stuff, and this stuff I think it's way better. What was I at? 10, 11, 12. I've been talking too much too. 13, 14, 15, 16. But I'm not getting as strong as I would with squats. So I guess squats give you the ability to get stronger, but it's not healthy to squat a lot of weight. Like, it's stupid actually, in my opinion. It's not healthy to military press a lot of weight. You got the same thing with your shoulders. And you got to be smart. And your spine can only handle so much weight. And then not only that, you have to build these core muscles in order to even get to a certain strength. So for me to bench even over 250 pounds, I gotta work on my waist. Because for me to even pick that bar up, you know, affects all the muscles in your body. So if you have a weak waist or a weak core, you can't even lift a heavy weight. So this is my way of core, this is like my core training almost. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Lord. We'll finish this and I'll do side to sides and that'll be it. I'll probably just do one side too. My lateral quickness too. I gotta work on my lateral quickness, where my side to side quickness could be a little better too. Where I'm getting better in terms of my straight line speed, but I need to work on my lateral quickness a little bit more too. And that side of the muscle, it's another thing. You lift weights all the time and you do a certain motion, but you don't think about the muscle as a whole sometimes. So the side of the muscle, if you're not developing the side of the muscle and you're just doing the same motion every time, you can get hurt that way too. So just switching it up and doing some more lateral quickness drills probably help me too. And another funny thing about speed is it's really an evolution. It's like, for me to win in like sports or anything in life, I gotta get quicker. It's really that simple. Where I need to get quicker, and it's really an evolution to do the training, to develop a niche of like coming out here and doing the aerobics every week. And it's really almost an evolution in a way. But to that same point about how it's almost like evolutionary, the way to be a competitive runner, I'm learning too, or the way to look at it almost, is to be competitive in your training regimen. So everyone is basically the same genetically in terms of running, most people anyway, give or take a little bit. Tall people have a small advantage in terms of the length of their stride, but everyone's pretty even running genetically at birth, for the most part, again. But what really separates people is their training regimen. And that's really an evolution of just the time you spend training and the niches and the things you develop in your training. And doing these weird exercises are like the whole game in terms of being competitive and trying to compete at a high level. Doing these weird exercises are the whole game because that's the stuff that nobody else is doing. So that's how you win, is by doing what other people aren't doing. And, you know, I think running really exemplifies that too. Where it's like, I saw Nick Simmons, he's an Olympian, I mention him from time to time. He ran a mile backwards the other day on his channel. And like, who runs a mile backwards? Only an Olympian would even think to do that workout. I saw another fitness guru on YouTube, a girl, I forget what her name was. She did knee taps all the way around the track. So she went all the way around the track doing these. And like, that's the kind of psycho stuff you kind of got to do to be great though. But then it's a matter of how much do you care too. You know, and for me, this is just like waist training, plyometrics, staying in shape. These are the workouts I don't like doing usually. All right. The wind keeps knocking the camera over. All right. 10 more jumps and we're done. And then I'll do one side to side for my lateral quickness. And that'll be aerobics today. Oh, now I'm tired. 5, 6, 7. Oh, that's how it's supposed to feel though. 8. I wonder like how many jumps like Michael Jordan did to jump that high too. Like I'd imagine some NBA players do these drills for like an hour or 2 a day. But even 20 minutes a week has helped me with my quickness, undoubtedly. But I gotta do more 20-meter sprints. I gotta do more 50-meter sprints. I gotta do more 100-meter sprints. Whew. I gotta do more half mile. So my weak distances right now are the half mile, 20 meters, 50 meters, and 100 meters. So I need to work on those. 20 meter, my 20 meter burst, my 50 meter, my 100 meter, and my half mile. So that's gonna be my focus for the next couple months. Whew. We're in the aerobics room today, doing work. And this has a direct effect on my crossover. Not to say I'm getting that much better. I was a little rusty the other day. I turned the ball over a few times. But I definitely feel quicker in terms of basketball. I would definitely say it has to do with doing these drills every week. Even for 20 minutes, which is crazy. Because a lot of times I only do this shit. What was that? That was 21 minutes.